Good evening, exiles and giant hunters. I've been wanting to, I've been wanting to do more live streaming. Me and Sarah were doing it for a while. And we got out of the practice of it. Well, I have to move this mulch pile every week, so I figure that's a good time to talk to you. And I do have some videos about mulch making. Stand by for 1 minute. I'm gonna do a good. All right, I'm back. This is a Rio Temp compost thermometer. It lets you know what's going on inside the compost pile. I think you can leave these outside all the time. I'm not sure, so I don't leave mine outside. I can get better shape. Alright, well that comes up to temperature. This is my least favorite way of doing compost. We're doing some experiments. Because this compost pile we have to turn. We're supposed to do it every 2 to 3 days, depending on the temperature and schedule and stuff. We're doing it once a week, because that's all we really have time for. And I have this guy over here, the modified Johnson Soup bioreactor. I got a video about it. Basically, compost are made out of fencing and landscaping fabric. And there's a hole in the middle, and nowhere are you more than any compost more than a foot away from airflow. That one's easy because they're not turning. And I just bought this one we're pulling up and experimenting with this. I don't remember the name, but I got a video coming out soon about it. And then this one that we got turned, which is doing really great. Look at that. It's 120 degrees in there. Alright. I'm going to put this off to the side. So, we don't like this method very much because we gotta turn it a bunch. And I'm going to put it right here on the grass. Well, I'm going to turn it because we want to get rid of this invasive grass. So we think as we move the compost pile around, letting it, what gets left behind as residue, nice mulch. And as it starts to rot, we can start planting native stuff in there. So we want to start with the outside and work our way in. So the first thing I wanted to talk about when we do the live stream is, or while I do this, while I'm live streaming it, is start every video off, all the long form videos, live streams, and most of the shorts with calling my audience, you guys, and myself, exiles and giants. So, why exiles? Well, that comes from the exiles in the Bible. Yes, I know I got stuff in here that's not traditionally composted, but it's an old ratty cow. But anyway, so over and over again throughout the story of the Bible, it talks about how there's just a small portion of people that are truly following God and truly trying to do their best, even though they screw up a lot. A lot of the times, other people claim to be following God, but as they do it, they are also worshiping God in ways He doesn't approve of, and do some pretty nasty stuff. One guy sacrifices his daughter to God in the Book of Judges. There's all kinds of examples. But since the ancient Israelites broke the covenant with God over and over again, God exiled them into Babylon. And just a small minority, that potato's pretty slimy, which is good, I guess. Anyway, just a small portion of those people stayed loyal to God. And I consider myself to be an exile while I'm doing the best I can. I screw up all the time. I'm not perfect. Only Jesus is perfect. He's the only person that's ever been perfect. And he was also God. So, I do the best I can. I'm trying. But over and over again, this whole remnant of people are who lead the nation back towards God. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And I'm trying to teach you guys and help you guys do the same as I learned to do it better. Let me move the camera a little bit. Hey, we got 2 people watching. Sorry I can't read comments while I'm on my phone. I don't know how to do that yet. Look at the comments later and answer anything or put them as notes for the next week's live stream. But anyway, we're talking about giant hunters. That goes back to David, and there's not just David, but Goliath. There's all kinds of stories of a lot of David's buddies hunting giants down. And in a lot of those stories, the odds are stacked against them. Like, one guy kills a bunch of giants with like a stick. Another guy's like so exhausted while fighting Philistines, his hand gets so cramped he can't let go of his sword, but he still uses it to fight. And I'm pretty sure that guy killed some Philistines too, or some giants too. So the reason I try to call myself a giant and try to you guys as giants is because this we can be going after problems. Don't be waiting for problems to come. So like me and Sarah want to make sure we have enough food for the future. So that's why we're doing the compost thing. We got quail right there. Right there. But right there, that's going to be our future chicken coop. We're going to fence in the whole. And then that's our little garden. Where is it? Right in here is our little garden. It's hard to see. And it's going to be a greenhouse soon. Working on that next week. Saturday. I think Sunday, I believe. Afternoon. And then also, rabbits. We're planning on getting rabbits. And we're not scared about food shortages. We're not worried about it. We just want to make sure that we have food available. And on top of that, we're feeding ourselves and our family high quality food. We're also working on finding farmers and stuff to partner with. There's plastic in there. There's always plastic. Every time I turn this plastic in here, I don't know what it comes from. But working on trying to find local farmers to help us and our friends be able to provide local, more high quality food for ourselves. And then eventually we can send them to the freeze dryer and freeze dry food instead of freeze dried food. And allow people that we're friends with to use the freeze dryer to serve some of their own food. Again, not scared, because food shortages and food problems are always something people are dealing with. I've known people that, because of the way they got fired, they weren't eligible for unemployment. His wife was making too much money for food stamps, and they didn't have a lot of money.
You're cutting out really bad.
Oh, the audio is?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. We'll work on that for next week. If you can grab my my YouTube box, hon, out of the van, I'll switch microphones.
Yep, got it.
That's why I'm learning. Also, you see other problems that are other things that might cause you an issue, like cars making a funny noise. Push that up for your side of the road. Figure out what's going on. A bazillion other things. Pay off debt. Have an emergency fund. Like when I got fired a few months ago, it was nice to have the extra money. Oh, and what I was saying about that guy, I know. So his wife made too much money. He couldn't get unemployment. His wife was making too much money for food stamps. So me and my late wife April, even though we didn't have a lot of money, we had slowly stored up a little bit of food and was able to help that couple out and them and their child. So it's not that we're doing it out of selfishness. Me and Sarah are doing this so we can help people we know and our friends and family. All right, Sarah's got the I want this adapter.
Okay.
All right, we're oh, I don't plug that in there. I plug that in there. This plugs into the phone. All right. Should be able to hear me now, I hope. Hope that's at least a little bit better. All right. So yeah, so taking care of problems before they're a problem. Just like David and his friends did, they didn't stand around looking for giants. They went out looking for giants and fought them and attacked them and took care of that. No, I'm not saying we should go physically fight people. And, like, the government causes us a lot of problems. We shouldn't go, like, fight politicians. That's stupid. Not fight them, but we can fight them by reducing our need for politicians and their systems in our life. We can reduce the we can encourage other people to be more self-reliant. We can, what else can we help? Not that it'll help much, but try to vote and try to help others vote. Politicians actually care about you. I know that's a bit of a stretch. So one of the next things I want to talk about is every week when I do this, I want to do a little drill. I got a list here. Try to in a video or something coming up and put it on my website. My website's johnmagnus.com. I'll try to put the list of emergencies on there soon. So I have this list of 24 emergencies. It'll probably get longer. I don't know if that's backwards for you, but it's backwards on my end. Anyway, Thomas pick number 10. That's car breaking down. So I want you this next week to come up with a plan what to do if your car broke down. So the first thing you gotta do is make sure your car's in good working order. Know what you can and can't. Have an extra cell phone charger. Make sure you keep your cell phone topped off. So if your car breaks down, you can call a friend. Maybe look into AAA, those kind of things. So next week I'll talk to you about our plan to keep the car from or in case the car breaks down. And then go on to the next one. So put the comments, stuff like that. What you do if your car broke down, what your plan would be. And we can discuss that next week. See, here's an old, what is it, ratty pair of cotton pants. You want to avoid, if you throw clothing stuff in here, avoid as much nylon as possible, other synthetics. So I built this thing, I've turned it twice, and I'm still finding even big chunks of plastic when we're done. It's so weird. So, next thing I want to talk to you is on my website, again, johnmagnus.com. I need to figure out how to put links in the live stream. Well, I'm doing it from my phone. So I have I call the levels of preparedness. It's like johnmagnus.com/levels. And I printed off level 1, or the first page of it here. It's level 1, 2, and part of level 3. Before I bought me and some cool water filter, which I love having. It's great for everyday water. Makes the water taste all kinds of stuff. But it's an Alexa Pure, by the way. I have a video on that. But anyway, before we bought it, before I had enough food as I should have had, before I had other things taken care of, before I was even completely out of debt, I bought 1,000 rounds of 300 Black Cap, which is cool and all, but now because I'm married, converted over to 5.56 for that way both of our rifles will be the same. And now I gotta store up 5.56. But it'd be much better if I would have stored up more food and water and stuff like that before I bought 1,000 rounds. Now, ammunition's important, but it's not as high a priority. You can only eat lead once. Wouldn't recommend it. So the way I organize this levels of preparedness thing is it starts out like, this is for my I intended it for my preparedness group. So the way I organize is like level 1, basically show up to meetings, start learning, and develop a basic plan. So level 1 is go to 10 group meetings, attend at least 3 out of every 5 meetings, develop a simple everyday carry, develop your diet plan, exercise plan, develop your budget, spending plan, however you want to word that, make a food journal, start learning skills and doing a threat assessment. So let's start with a simple EDC. So EDC stands for everyday carry. So your simple EDC, since I want this easy and approachable, the people in my group, my preparedness group and others that aren't into carrying guns, at least not yet, my simple EDC is some sort of pocket knife. It could be just something that's useful, utilitarian. It could be something simple and easy, as one of these Gerber exchange of blades. I love these things. It could be more complex. It could be you're comfortable with, you like, and works for you. Set my flashlight on the table. Bad example right now. But a flashlight, and again, doesn't have to be a cool backpack, but something you're comfortable with. Then search my pocket, see what else I got on me. Oh, good idea. Some way to charge your phone. You can find a good way to comfortably carry that. This is a charger case. That's really great. And then also some extra cash. Either keep $20 in your wallet, or what I like to do is keep extra money. It's not in here. It fell out of my pocket. Fell out in the van. But an extra 20 bucks in here. Getting a bad example, man. But keep 20 bucks in my phone case. That way, if I'm out and about and I run out of gas, get low on gas, or need 20 bucks for whatever reason, I got 20 bucks in cash if I don't have my wallet with me. Or if I don't have my wallet, don't have my debit card, I get. So what's next? See, like I said, the first bunch are just, I only got one, or the come to group meetings and then get your simple EDC. The rest is, I don't care what your diet plan is. Me and Sarah are trying to afford whole foods, stuff that's not processed, and eat lower carbs. But hey man, whatever works for you. If you want to be vegan, like, I don't think it's the healthiest, but if it works for you and you're healthier doing it, go for it. Vegetarian, carnivore, whatever. Develop a plan that works for you. And you can always change this plan later. But again, this only takes some research. from looking on the internet. Doesn't actually require you to do anything, because that's in the next level, is actually starting your diet. So then, let's see. Exercise plan. Maybe don't start with a marathon, but start with where you're at. Start walking to the end of the road and back. Walking halfway to the end of the road and back. And maybe pick up a couple of weights, light weights. Do a sit-up. There's all kinds of things. Like if you can't even do a single push-up, you can start by just lean against the wall. Do a push-up against the wall. Simple, easy. But again, this needs to fit you and where you're at. And this is just developing a plan. It's not actually starting to exercise yet, even though you might as well if you already got the plan. Write out your budget spending. Most of us spend way too much money. Me included. Okay. Couldn't find my hat. Bought another one off of Amazon because, face it, I'm getting bald. I need a hat to protect me from the sun. Top of my head gets burnt. But ordered another hat off of Amazon. Guess what? Ordered it yesterday. Before it came, I found this one. Yeah, make sure what you're buying, or develop a spending plan that works for you. Look at all your big expenses, see where you can cut back. This will not only help you develop a plan to, that's just a piece of cardboard, but not only will that help you develop a plan for spending less money, but also help you start probably getting money, cash, and other money for in case you lose a job or something like that. And also, heck, having some extra money around, paying off your debt would be great if you lose your job. And then, even if nothing goes bad ever in your entire life, you don't never get a flat tire, never lose a job, never have a medical emergency, nothing where you gotta spend that money, you're eventually gonna get old, want to retire anyway, or at least not work as hard. Great time to use that extra cash you can store, extra money. So all these plans should work for your life, even if nothing goes bad. Judge Bigger with the Survival Podcast. Check him out. But his line is helping you live a better life if times get tough, or even if they don't. Because everything you do for preparedness should help you on Tuesday, not just doomsday. So let's see what's next. I'm sorry if you can hear the neighbor mowing. It is what it is. So a food journal. A lot of people, when they get into preparedness, want to stock up on food. So they go to the grocery store. They buy a case of Spam. They go on eBay, on YouTube, buy Patriot Supply, and order a case of that. You don't need all that crap. Start with storing what you eat and eating what you store. I got that from Jack Spirko. He got it from somebody else. I don't remember who. So, write out everything you and your family eat for a week, a month, whatever, and that way you can start. You know what you're buying or what you eat. This might help with your diet plan too. But then, as you start to eat that, or you go to the grocery store, you're like, man, we eat 4 cans of green beans a month. Green beans are on right now. I'm gonna buy 5 cans of green beans. Then next month when you go to the store, buy your normal 4 cans of green beans. And I know most people don't shop once a month, but it's an example. Figure it out. You're smart people. But you get the idea. That way you're storing what you eat in the form of like groceries and stuff that are canned goods that store well. and you can store them over a long period of time, or you stock up over a long period of time, slowly, by just buying an extra can of green beans, an extra can of corn, buy an extra chicken breast, throw it in the. But you gotta start that process by knowing what you actually eat, because you buy a case of Spam and you don't like Spam. I'm not a big Spam fan. It's okay, fried, but once every 5 years, I don't need a case of it. Even though it lasts a long time, I'm never going to go through a case of it. I'll end up donating it to homeless people and people in need, which there's nothing wrong with that. All right, develop skills. I'm talking like canning skills, gardening skills, composting skills. And again, this is assuming you're about creating a preparedness group and why that's important. But even if you don't have any skills right off the bat, you don't have a lot of money, stuff like that, go to the people in your group like, hey man, I'm really like, you're really into gardening. If I come help you put in your garden this year, will you teach me what you're doing? So that way next year I can save up a little bit of money and start my own garden. Right. Or somebody in your group really likes canning. Like, hey man, I see you really like canning. Can I come over and lend you a hand processing stuff so you can can it and you teach me how to can in exchange? And then I'll see if I can't get a used canner off of Facebook Marketplace and start canning myself. People will be glad to teach that. Also, a lot of times elderly people at church know how to can. And a lot of times people don't spend enough time with their elderly relatives. So your elderly relatives know how to can, or some old person at church that knows how to can. They'd love to spend a Saturday evening with you, teach you how to can. But don't just go with the cool guy skills. Like, oh man, I need to learn skills. I need to become a ninja and learn how to be a sniper and a door kicker. And come on. Nobody in the military is both a sniper and a door kicker. And they got all the time in the world to get trained. They get paid to get trained. And they're still the best trainers in the world. And they don't have every skill. And also, that sniper and that door kicker and the Marines, that Navy SEAL, you think it's so cool? Well, those are cool jobs to have. Still a maintenance guy, fixing his truck so he can get to where he needs to go. Still a cook. All those kind of not as cool jobs. And since our groups tend to be smaller, I don't have a problem with you growing a bigger group, but you're gonna have to double up on skill. More than one person in the group has the same skill. The last thing on the list is an area study. Should brought some water out there. The last thing on this your skill list are your development for level 1. Again, these are just levels I made up. Do what suits you. But it's create a threat assessment. So that includes looking on the map, see what like major shipping roads and other stuff, trains, railroad tracks, stuff like that area, especially if you're downwind of those. Factories, sewer treatment plants, things like that might have chemical spills. Looking up the crime statistics for your area. Finding you live in a bigger area, it's something I need to do, since I live in a bigger area now, is maybe talk to the sheriff, local police, see if there's any gang activity in the area, stuff like that. What neighborhoods to look out for. But don't just concentrate on that cool guy. Chemical spills, tactical, whatever. Well, that stuff's important. Also, for your threat assessment, look at when they're losing your job. What if your wife gets sick? Mundane stuff like that. Stuff like that's on this list of emergencies here. Like a kitchen fire, fire in your house at night, losing your job, someone breaks in your home, you break a hip and you can't work for a few months. Pandemic lockdown. We all know that's impossible, though. That'll never happen. I remember people used to tell me stuff like that. What if your house becomes unlivable because a tornado comes through and rips your roof off? No air conditioning in the summer? Some of you might say, it's not an emergency, I tough it out. Some of the windows. Yeah. A lot of houses, like our house here, it's a modular home. A lot of modern houses are built for air conditioning. It can be like 65 degrees outside, and it'll be like 75 inside. And our house can't function without air conditioning. We're working on that. That's a long-term plan. But do a threat assessment. That's basically all I got for you. I got the compost pile moved and turned. It's not perfect. These potatoes, some of these potatoes are pretty tough. They keep rolling out. They're not getting composted very well. Whatever. I'm not super concerned about it. But anyway, next week I said we'd talk about, I think it was we'd talk about developing skills. I don't remember. I'll go back and watch this. But I want to try to do this around 7 o'clock every Sunday. So, hope you guys join me next week. We'll talk about some different topics, but related topics. Homesteading, preparedness, Bible study stuff. Getting your house in order, getting your life in order. Those kind of things. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm trying to improve on my life, and I'm trying to help you guys improve in your life too. And we've been at this for 35 minutes, so I think we'll call it quits here. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys come, the two of you that are watching, come back and join me next week. Invite a friend. Maybe we can have 4 people. But that's about all I got for you. Remember, 7 o'clock next Sunday. We're going to try to do this again. And remember, we, his people, will start rebuilding. Maybe we'll talk about what that means next week. So I'll see you there. Let's see, how do I end this thing?